As Suyeon hurriedly leaves the compound after his intense encounter with Eri and her mom, he hears someone yell his name, so he turns around to see who it is. It turns out to be Eri herself who called his name, so Suyeon asks what she wanted, only for her to just stare at him speechless. Eventually, she musters up the courage to apologize for last night, even though she's still unable to overcome how flustered she feels. However, Eri finds herself absolutely dumbfounded when she hears Suyeon ask if she even did anything wrong after she apologized profusely. As such, she starts hitting him like a grade schooler, while simultaneously claiming she doesn't know if she did anything wrong. She then stormed out totally angry, as Suyeon is left confused to what just happened, so he just looks on, amazed at Eri's Kim Kardashian-like figure. Regardless, as he gets past her looks, he worriedly mumbles to himself and asks what the heck is wrong with women nowadays. Afterwards, later on in the morning, Eri greets the mailman and a random fisherman passing by. The two men then ask her if the woman she was with earlier was her sister, but she lets them know it's actually her mom. They then continue to compliment the dragon lady, saying that they are shocked since she looks so young, so Eri gets agitated at how men always talk about her mom in front of her. Suddenly, the mailman perks up, asking if the man with her mom earlier was actually her father as well. Eri then responded by saying she has no clue at all to what they are talking about, not realizing that the men were talking about Suyeon earlier. As such, the mailman took the fisherman away, telling him it's time to go, before the guy was able to reveal to Eri that it was actually Suyeon. Nevertheless, Eri still has no clue to what her mom and Suyeon has been up to, as she's left wondering why those two were busy asking about someone else's family. Later on in the afternoon, Eri finally gets some time off, so she heads to the beach to relax. As she arrives, she begins to yawn, saying she can finally take a nap since she feels so sleepy. However, upon arriving at her usual spot, she gets surprised that someone else has taken her chair. Thus, she gets angry and squares up, appalled that someone had the gall to take her hideout spot from her during her usual time of the day. As she got closer, Eri discovers that it was actually her mom just chilling like a villain, looking a little bit suspect, due to her legs trembling. Meiju then removes her face towel, looking a little dazed as she says hi to her daughter. Eri is quick to question her, as the blue eyes white dragon never takes breaks, nor does she ever come to the beach by herself. Meiju is smart though, as she effectively ignores her initial questions, and instead, she asks for the time, so Eri tells her that it's already noon. As such, she's like, oh gosh, it's already late, so she heads home walking super weird, as if she became a penguin, while Eri just watches on bedazzled. Eri then starts thinking to herself that her mom has been acting weird all week, and today she seems even stranger, but she says she's seen stranger things. Suddenly, it dawned on her that even Suyeon was acting super weird exactly like her mom lately, but she just shrugs it off. Nonetheless, she goes back to her original plan without a care in the world, as if she already forgot everything already. With the intense heat stemming from the rays of light, she uses her hat as a shield and proceeds to nap. Meanwhile, an image appears, revealing some very weird sounds escaping out the bathroom window. No big deal though, as Meiju heads back to the lodge. She then begins to recollect some memories from the night before, so she starts face-palming and hitting herself just like we all do when we randomly remember the dumb things we have done. A flashback then occurred to when Suyeon was still young and was a super promising swimming athlete. It was at this time that we discover a young Eri, and still the ageless Meiju always cheering on Suyeon whenever he practiced his sprints. The flashback then gets invaded by the weird thoughts of Meiju, confirming to herself that Suyeon has always been exercising since he was young. Regardless, she was always there for him, as she was always so supportive, just like Eri was when she was younger. Back in the present, Meiju finally arrives back home at the lodge. There, she quickly heads straight to the shower as it's too hot, due to the excruciating midsummer heat destroying Asia as always. So without any hesitation, she drops her clothes into the laundry basket, probably assuming that no one else is home. At the same time, she can't help herself but keep feeling guilty, thinking that she basically threw herself onto someone the same age as her own daughter. After finally getting herself unstuck out of her head, she looks up, unaware that she accidentally walked into the man himself. It's as if she was sleepwalking and it was all a dream, since her desires have come alive as he's just right in front of her now. Meanwhile, Suyeon's face barely turns red like a tomato, though he is indeed speechless, since he didn't lock the door. After a few seconds, Meiju finally turned around after getting a good look, looking shocked, so she stammered in questioning why he's here. Suyeon doesn't even hide, as he tells her that he should be the one asking that, since she's the one that randomly barged into the room unannounced. Now, after bamboozling herself, she tells him that he's right, so she apologizes without even leaving the room as if she wanted something more. Tension then began to rise as not a single person budged or talked, as if this is some kind of scripted reality show. 69 days later, Meiju finally muttered that she'll quickly leave, but her actions said otherwise. But as expected, before she could leave, Suyeon grabs her hand so he could fulfill the wish she's had ever since he returned home at the island. His eyes then disappeared, a prime signal to all cultured people, alerting them to what's about to happen as it's demon time now, baby. So Suyeon blames her for his banana plantation accidentally randomly growing to its full potential. Thus, he demanded her to fix the damage she's done. She's quick to accept and assess the damage, so she tells him that she'll fix it exactly like last time. However, this time he warns her that since the banana plantation is fully grown, he expects some of the seeds to fertilize the soil as compensation, since he's sure the seeds will be released no matter what. No problem, says the dragon lady as she tells herself that it was her that again started it this time. As she attempts the fix on the plantation, she notices the banana transform into Majin Buu, so she knows she's in deep trouble. Comment W down below for our editor, since this is probably him right now every time I message him to edit our videos. Anyways, we welcome back the invasion of the Sussy Nation as things quickly approaches the levels of over 9,000. During this entire ordeal, Sunin begins to take charge, surprising Dragon Mama as she was always used to her wearing the pants in a relationship. Now she's being treated in ways she has never imagined as she thinks to herself that she never thought Suyeon had it in him. But she was clearly wrong as the banana plantation began to attack and overwhelm her quickly. The sounds then began to boom louder and louder, while the walls started to shake, alerting anyone in the lodge to what is going on. Fast forward to a few days later, a group of divers is found enjoying themselves at another beach. One of the divers happened to be Bada, as she was busy diving looking for creatures like sea urchins. She was able to effortlessly catch a lot, one was even an unidentified species, all thanks due to her expert diving skills. She then happily begins to show off the rest of the crew, since she always comes in ranked number 1. As she banters with the rest, busy watching them take count of the catch, she notices someone far off in the distance. Upon taking a closer look, she realizes that it is indeed Suyeon, so she hurried to try and surprise him. Like a true ninja with crazy stealth powers, she's able to sneak up on him and she proceeded to double high-five his back. Without skipping a beat, she swiftly starts teasing him and asks why he's going home from work so early today. Usually, after a successful Bada surprise attack, he would be caught quite startled, but ever since his encounters with Dragon Mama, he just turns around super calm. Without looking startled at all, Suyeon just asks her if she's working right now since she's still in her diver's suit. She's left speechless since he's never seen him like this, so before she could answer, he warns her that men will have their eyes glued on her if she keeps the twin pyramids out and about. But Bada is a witty one, so she claps back by saying that he's probably eyeing them right now, eh? With a deadpan expression, he just says yes, so he just stares at them, telling her that she looks super sussy baka right now. Bada is then shocked and flustered as she's never thought that little Suyeon would ever turn into a Sigma male, as he warns her that he thinks she should be careful. Suyeon then continued walking home, not realizing that he accidentally turned another one into a water-leaking sink as Bada is left trembling. For the first time ever in over 2 decades, she calls him a brat, unsure to what caused the interchange in Suyeon, but she likes it. Back at the lodge, Suyeon arrives home where he finds Miju doing some outside laundry on a nice cloudy day. She then offered to do his laundry like a true mom, so Suyeon is just like sure bro and instantly gives her the shirt he's wearing. She then pretends that everything is normal, so she starts doing some laundry and tells Suyeon to go wash up, since his meal is almost ready. As he turns around and leaves, it's clear that Suyeon has ascended levels of Sigma, as just being around him makes any woman or girl basically fall to their knees. Inside the lodge, it's revealed that Eri still hasn't discovered the secret being hidden from everyone. But her suspicions began to rise as her daily life began being affected by Miju always feeling so nice. Ever since the plantation devoured the Dragon Lady, Eri began to notice how the meals have gotten to be more extravagant and even better than usual, compared to when it's just her and her mom. She's even found her own mom always asking for a shoulder rub from Suyeon, but she took it upon herself to do it herself instead. Nonetheless, one night, as Eri accidentally blocks the two from becoming 2 peas in 1 pod, he luckily gets a message. It turns out to be Bada saying hi, as she's apparently trying to reconnect since she hasn't seen him in a few days. So the two made plans together, but Eri decided to tag along as Bada is also her friend. The trio decided to hang out at a secluded beach that they all used to normally hang out at, back when they were younger, for nostalgia's sake. It's then revealed that Eri actually has a sister herself, but she hasn't heard from her in ages, so Bada began to tease her. As Eri looked away for a few seconds, Bada intently hugged Suyeon in a way where his head got stuck in between her arms and the twin dragons. As such, he quickly pulled away, telling her that it's awkward for him, since it's totally not awkward for going for Eri's mom. Anyways, it didn't matter for Bada, as it apparently made her light bulb turn on, as she whispers to him that it's okay. She then began flirting with him like a true savage right in front of her childhood friend's crush, with no care in the world. Upon hearing her direct flirting, it quickly dawned on him what Bada really wants, totally surprising him out of the blue. Regardless, he attempts to shrug it off, acting like nothing ever happened, so he orders her to go lay down the mat for the group. Eventually, the three have fun, exactly like the good old days, as Bada tries to sink Eri into the ocean. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon just watched on, calling Bada a menace to society as he joyfully recollects all the good memories he had while he was younger. At lunch, the three sat around the mat as they ate their packed snacks, so Bada asked the group who wanted watermelons. However, Soo-yeon asks how they are going to get watermelons if they didn't bring any, so Bada just winks at him. As if Bada decided fate was to intervene, the three played a game where Eri lost, so she went off to find some watermelons. Instantly, Bada lay down on her hack, yelling for Soo-yeon to apply some tanning oil for her.